over in AEW Blood and Guts. Looked like someone unplugged the safety settings from Mortal Kombat. Darby Allin jumped off a frozen Mount Everest through a burning table. It's time to turn up the heat, pour some gasoline on a fire, and piss off these sickos.
Thank you to everybody that's been kind of following along with us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We've been having a lot of fun with this, calling out all the nonsense and the bullshit that's in the IWC.
All the AEW sickos that just won't leave us alone with their fake profile pictures that claim that I'm still a virgin. Well,
which might
what?
be true.
You're
it might
right.
be true.
God damn.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You might think Kombat Jones is a virgin, but those bumps on his pay say different. But now, appreciate that so
Complex
much.
Jones, let the dogs out, baby.
I'm so glad we
Every
finally
night.
figured out what that song meant. We've been talking about this since SummerSlam, about exactly how they're going to build War Games, what's exactly going to happen at War Games, the feuds, and then it just seems like there was no build. It was kind of just like, I mean, there's a couple weeks to do something, but we thought there was going to be something epic and outdone. I mean, at this point, honestly, with what they're doing right now, I might have been more excited for the MFTs versus the Why It Sucks, and I really hate to say that. But,
Lord.
But at least there was something there. At least
You're
there's
wrong
like
on both aspects. You're wrong. You're double wrong.
Okay.
Because if you would go on IWC and on X,
Okay.
they would already tell you that Blood and Guts is already, that the better than sign,
Okay,
already
that's what that is.
better than Survivor Series. Yeah.
Okay.
War Games, as William Regal would call it.
The people that say Blood and Guts is already better than War Games.
Yeah.
I would have to agree that Blood and Guts is better than War Games right now because War Games hasn't happened yet. But
Yeah.
if you want to look at it from a wrestling point of view, and I thought AEW was a wrestling show, I don't think there was one wrestling move besides the ankle lock Kyle O'Reilly put on John Moxley at the end of Blood and Guts. It was all just gimmicks and fire and glass and nails.
Fire and ice. A tale of fire and ice.
Everything they went through in Blood and Guts just for John Moxley to tap out to an ankle lock. Like, how does anybody not see that just doesn't make sense? Like, he's literally dragged across broken glass, bleeding from his head, all this stuff's going on, but boy, oh boy, his ankle just can't handle that pain. Like,
and then Darby getting taken out, which, okay, so I'm going to play devil's advocate here because I know you hated Blood and Guts. I will say I enjoyed it for a few reasons. And one was that, like, halfway through, I got through it, and I watched the whole thing, not to mention I didn't fast forward any bit like I do with, AEW.
A lot of AEW,
with Dynamite or Collision or something. But halfway through, I'm like, holy shit, I'm not watching a pay-per-view. I'm watching this shit on TV for free. And I'm like, oh, this is a lot of blood for TV, and this is a lot going on for TV from normally what they do put on. Now, like, we were joking that it was going to be in like a school gym or something, and it did look like very full, but when you look up like statistics of like where it was held, it's in a very small Coliseum type of arena. So I don't think like the nosebleeds were filled up. I think, it was under 10,000 people there or something like that, or 9, 7, 8,000, something like that. But it looked full how they did have it, but the women's was kind of like a shit show, to say the least. They were just bleeding all over the place, but I thought the Sky Blue, bleeding was crazy, and like the whole match, and like it. What I appreciate it for is it's like completely opposite of what I watch on Raw and SmackDown, and what you're normally used to see. You know what I'm saying? Once in a while, you gotta get a little bit of that blood and guts. Once in a while, you gotta get a little dirty. And you gotta get something a little risque. And you need something to kind of mess with your mind and your mental and shake things up a little bit. And that's what's good about AEW now, at least, is that like they're not trying to be WWE. like at first I felt like they were trying to be that and just trying to be a better version of that. Now they're kind of just like, nope, we're staying in our lane. We're going to do blood and guts. We're going to bleed all the time. We're going to be completely different to a certain extent. And well, besides using 2 cages like War Games, and doing it better.
And taking the national title from NWA and all of your top stars being former WWE talent. Yeah, okay, I got you. I'm figuring they're different.
Yeah. But I think I like the women's better than the men's. I popped at the end when at least Moxley did tap out. I was happy that Darby didn't take another L, even though I wish all the people that Darby went up against would take the bumps that he takes half the time. The poor guy, but I respect him for that, for putting his body through it for the entertainment purposes. He's always a good watch. Now it's just different. It was something different to see. It held my attention. I was entertained. I thought it was kind of not ridiculous at times, obviously, with just them. Everybody was in the corner blading themselves. At one point, and there was like 1 or 2 people that didn't bleed the whole time, and they must have felt like so embarrassed when they went and back to like take their pictures. They're like, "Oh, you're the one chick or the one guy that actually didn't bleed the whole match." Like,
I'd be embarrassed if I was bleeding.
What are you, a wimp?
Well, you said that the arena wasn't big enough for nosebleeds, but they had enough blood in the ring. They don't need nosebleed sections. But I just at a certain point when the whole thing was Sky Blue, and I'm not going to try to point her out or whatever, single her out or whatever. But they're like, oh my God, did you see how much she was bleeding? It's like, ooh, wow, she took a blade deeper to her head than everybody else. Like that's real wrestling. That doesn't impress me. It's like, oh wow, but she's still wrestling. Even she fucked up her gig and then had to keep wrestling through it. That's not impressive to me. That's it is what it is now. When
it always gets to a point at some point, especially with the people that you're not used to seeing blade themselves or bleed that much. At what point is somebody going to freeze up in the ring and be like, this is too much. I'm not used to doing this. I've never done this before. This is a lot of blood. You got to take me out, and freaks out from the blood, because they're not all used to doing death matches.
I'm sure they are.
And all these, maybe on the indies they did and stuff, but possibly, or maybe they practice it and do it.
Yeah, Tony Khan probably pays them to do it in his bedroom while he beats off.
Right.
So they probably got a little bit of. They probably got a little bit of practice.
What an array, a table of belts Mercedes Monáe has.
So corny. I hate when you say online nobody knows what half these belts are. Then you have that one fool that sits there and obviously had to Google what everyone is and this is the super featherweight high-end championship out from Scotland. Don't you know what that is? No, I don't know what that is because I don't watch indie promotions in Scotland. I'm sorry.
Other than me seeing the clip of her beat the person and get the belt, I have no idea where it's from or what it is.
I have no idea where the half of them are from anyway.
No, I don't know. Yeah.
It's got a Netherlands World Women's Championship. Okay.
And it's just sad that we're getting to the point where we imagine she's obviously going to get the AEW's women's title next, right? And that'll complete the set, right? Because why would she not at this point? She got it. So just get the damn belt and get it over with. Because the sooner you get the belt, then you can start losing all these. And the whole point of getting all these belts is you're supposed to be putting over all these other companies to a certain extent. And at some point, she will have to, like I had mentioned, she would have to lose all these belts again sooner or later and put over somebody in each of one of those companies, which isn't a bad thing. Nah. That's good. That's good for their promotion. I'm not sure what it does for AEW's promotion. Technically, you know what I'm saying?
I got to say shout out to Mercedes Monáe, though, because this is the longest stretch of time, I think, in her whole career that she hasn't sustained an injury. So, hey, you got to at least give her that for some sort of props.
Night. Yeah, I don't know if she was one of the ones bleeding last night either, was she? No.
Well, maybe not from her head. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
What,
yeah.
Don't know what cycles are. But, man, do you want to keep discussing this more? Or can we just move on, man? The last thing I want to bring up about AEW is that they mentioned
Page is stupid with announcing a cage match while you have 2 cages in the ring.
Yeah, a double ring cage match 5-on-5 called Blood and Guts, and you're going to announce that you're going to have a 1-on-1 cage match in a single ring at the pay-per-view. It kind of takes away from the excitement of that. I
show some love though, real quick, for Ricky the Steamboat, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. He's there. We're in South Carolina or whatever. Yeah, he was there, and we love FTR and Stokely Hathaway. He's funny when he does his thing, and we knew what was gonna happen to old Ricky, unfortunately, and so. But it was cool to see Ricky. Yeah.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, man, he probably would have been the biggest star in the world if he actually wanted to be. But moving along, man, let's talk about something I want to talk about.